Nobody wanted him, not because he was mean, not because he was sick, but because he was big, black, and broken. When the shelter found him, he was lying on the side of a quiet country road, one paw torn open, his left ear cut deep, his long black fur matted with blood and dust. He didn't cry, he didn't fight. He just looked up at the woman who found him like he had been waiting his whole life for someone to finally stop the car. The vet wasn't sure he would make it through the night, but somehow by morning he was still breathing. They named him Shadow. For 2 long weeks, Shadow lived inside a small recovery cage at the back of the clinic, a plastic cone wrapped around his neck, a red bandana tied gently to keep his bandage in place, and IV line taped to his front paw. Every few hours, a gloved hand would reach into the cage with a small bottle of fluids, feeding him drop by drop because he was too weak to eat on his own. He never hissed, he never scratched. He just leaned into every hand that touched him. There was a young vet tech named Mia who stayed late most nights just to sit by his cage. She would read out loud to him from a small book, and Shadow would close his eyes and listen, his cone resting gently against the bars, like he was used to being someone's quiet company. The staff said it was the strangest thing they had ever seen, a cat that had every reason to be afraid of people, every reason to bite, every reason to give up, choosing softness instead. But healing his body was only half the problem, because once Shadow was strong enough to leave the clinic, nobody wanted to take him home. Families came, families left. They saw a big black cat with a torn ear, a fresh scar on his belly, and a healing limp. They saw the cone, the bandage, the cage, and every time the same words. Maybe a younger one, maybe one without health issues, maybe a different color. Black cats wait the longest in shelters. Everyone in the rescue world knows it. They get adopted last, returned the most, and overlooked the easiest. Shadow already had 2 strikes against him before anyone even saw his eyes. He waited 1 month, then 2, then almost 3. And then one rainy Tuesday afternoon, a young woman named Claire walked into the shelter. She wasn't planning to adopt that day. She was just dropping off donated blankets. But on her way out, she passed Shadow's cage. He was sitting up, quiet, watching her with those wide green eyes. The cone was still on. The bandage was still wrapped around his paw. He looked tired. He looked patient. He looked like he had stopped hoping a long time ago. Claire stopped walking. She knelt down in front of the cage. Shadow didn't move. He just blinked at her slowly, the way cats do when they trust you. She asked the volunteer how long he had been there. The volunteer told her his story, the roadside, the injuries, the 2 weeks in recovery, the families who had walked away. Claire stood up. She looked at Shadow. Shadow looked at her, and she said 5 quiet words. "I'll take him home today." I see you still haven't subscribed. Honestly, that breaks my heart a little. Stories like Shadow's only reach the people who need them when you tap that button. So please, hit subscribe right now. The first night was hard. Claire's apartment was small but warm. She set up a soft bed by the window. She placed his food and water nearby. She left the bedroom door open so he wouldn't feel trapped. But Shadow didn't go to the bed. He didn't eat. He didn't drink. He walked slowly, painfully to the front door, and he sat there, facing the door, his back to the apartment, as if he was waiting for something or someone. Claire watched him from the hallway, unsure of what to do. She didn't want to scare him, she didn't want to push him, so she just sat down on the floor a few feet behind him and waited too. Eventually, Shadow lay down, right there, cone still on, bandage still wrapped, his big black body curled against the cold wood of the door. He slept there all night. Claire didn't understand, not at first. The next morning, Claire opened the front door to grab the mail. Shadow's head shot up, his ears went forward, his green eyes opened wide. He didn't run away, he didn't try to escape, he just watched, carefully, hopefully, like he was looking for someone in the hallway. Then the door closed, and Shadow lay back down, right against the door, his tail wrapped softly around his bandaged paw. That's when Claire understood. He wasn't trying to leave, he was waiting for someone to come back. She didn't know who, maybe a person from his old life, maybe the woman who had found him on the road, maybe just the idea of someone, anyone, walking through a door and saying his name with love. But every single night, no matter how comfortable Claire made his bed, Shadow chose the door. He chose to wait. Sometimes late at night, Claire would peek around the corner and see him there, ears still listening for footsteps that never came. She started leaving a small lamp on for him every night, a soft yellow glow so he wouldn't have to wait in the dark. And every morning, when Claire came out of her bedroom, he was there, still waiting. Moments like these remind us why stories like this deserve to be shared with someone who needs them today. Weeks passed. The cone came off, the bandage came off. The wound on his ear healed into a small notch that gave his face character. His limp slowly disappeared. His fur grew thicker, longer, softer. His eyes brightened. He started to play with little toys Claire left near the couch. He started to purr, but he never stopped sitting by the door. It became their ritual. Every evening when Claire's keys turned in the lock, Shadow was already there, sitting tall, tail wrapped neatly around his paws, green eyes fixed on the doorknob. The moment the door opened, he would stand up, walk slowly towards her, and gently press his head against her leg, not jumping, not meowing loudly, just leaning in, like he was thanking her every single night for coming home. Claire used to live alone for years before Shadow. She used to come home to silence. She used to eat dinner with the TV on just to feel less empty. She used to think love had passed her by. She doesn't think that anymore, because every night there's a soft black shadow at her door, a cat who waited months in a cage, a cat nobody wanted, a cat that almost didn't make it in the world, a cat who somehow never gave up on the world, and he chose her. There's a photo Claire keeps on her fridge. It was taken a few months after the adoption. Shadow is sitting on a sunlit windowsill, looking out at the autumn trees. His tongue is sticking out just a little. His ears are perked. His coat is full and shining. He looks healthy. He looks safe. He looks like a cat who finally knows he's home. Underneath the photo, Claire wrote one sentence in black marker. "He waited his whole life for me. I was just late." If you've ever felt overlooked, ignored, returned, or unwanted, please remember Shadow, the cat nobody chose, the cat that almost didn't make it, the cat who learned to wait by a door every single night just to feel a little less alone. And then one day, the right person walked through that door. Sometimes love isn't loud. It doesn't meow at your door. Sometimes love just waits, patiently, quietly, hopefully, until the right footsteps finally come home. Would you have walked past Shadow's cage that day, or would you have stopped like Claire? Tell me in the comments below.